Hi, I'm Trisha Shirey, and Backyard Basics is here at Lake Austin Resort Spa Gardens today. And I'm going to talk about garden structures. Now, not all of us have fences to work with in our gardens, and some plants really appreciate the extra support, but you can provide it where you want it. One of my favorite techniques is to use T-posts, and they come in various heights and sizes, and a livestock panel. Now this livestock panel comes with a 4x4 opening or a 4x6 opening. You want a fairly large opening so you can get your hand in to collect that big juicy tomato or cucumber, so don't use a smaller opening than 4x4. The panels can be cut to size. You can use them tall for things like green beans. You can put them sideways for cucumbers. You can even grow cantaloupes on these panels. If you use a little bit of support, I'll use pantyhose to hold up those cantaloupes as they start to get larger. So they become a great vehicle for growing pole beans and many other things. And you can move them around in the garden every year depending on where you want to rotate those plants. Now I found a tomato cage that I absolutely love. This is the Texas tomato cage, and it's galvanized so it doesn't rust. And the nicest thing about it is it folds flat for storage, so I can put the entire garden's worth of cages in a very small area to store them. They don't rust and they are very sturdy. They come in various sizes, so I use the smallest size for my peppers and eggplant. There's a larger tomato cage for indeterminate tomatoes, and then I use the shorter ones for determinate tomatoes. Now, because we have a lot of wind here at Lake Austin Spa, I usually have to put stakes on my tomato cages to keep them sturdy in high winds, but you may not need to do that. I use bamboo stakes or rebar or even copper tubing to hold those into the ground. Now I also use bamboo stakes for other things. The cucumbers will climb on top of the bamboo. You can also use bamboo in a teepee to grow green beans on, and it's pretty long lasting. You can usually get 2 garden seasons out of it, and it's very inexpensive. Most people who have bamboo would be happy for you to cut it. Now I also use rebar in many ways in the garden. Rebar hoops made with the 3/8 rebar are very useful all winter long. I can put my row cover over to keep the plants warmer, and I use spring clamps to hold the covers on in place. Now in the early garden season, I have the lightweight row cover over the plants to keep the squash vine borers off of my squash. When I plant squash, the row cover goes on and stays on until the plants are starting to have the male and female flowers, and then I take the cover off and open it up to the pollinators, and by that time the squash has grown quite large and it's ready to be producing, and it can outgrow the squash vine borers if they do come. So the rebar hoops also come in handy for putting the deer netting over the plants if you happen to have a problem with deer or rabbits or even birds attacking your plants. You can use those same hoops to put the netting over, attached with clamps, and you can lift the clamps and get to your plants. So all of these things can provide great structure for your garden and help you out with keeping your plants happy. For Backyard Basics, I'm Trisha Shirey. Thanks for joining us.